שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו, הזמן הזה, בית עמוד א'. So we're starting מסכת שבת. מסכת שבת talks about?
Short dog.
מסכת שבת talks about שבת. The name of the פרק כל יציאות. On Shabbat, you're not allowed to transfer anything from one domain to another. A domain by definition is רשות הרבים, public domain, and רשות היחיד, private domain. From the Torah is prohibit to transfer any object from רשות הרבים to רשות היחיד, or from רשות היחיד to רשות הרבים. Every action contains two elements. One is akira, you need to uproot the object, and then hanacha, you need to place it, put it down. In order to be chayav from the Torah, you got to do full. Pick it up and drop it down. If you did it halfway, Torah is not chayav. However, it's asur mi Rabbanan. It shouldn't cause you to do it in the future. So the Mishnah begins. Yetziot HaShabbat, taking out objects on Shabbat. There are שתיים שהן ארבע בפנים, two which are four inside. Inside means on a private domain. So from a private domain, there are two that prohibit from the Torah, which is four, two more that prohibit only from the Rabbanan, the rabbis. ושתיים שהן ארבע בחוץ, two which is four outside, which means two that coming from public domain, bringing into a private domain. So there are two to be chayav from the Torah, and two to be chayav only mi the Rabbanan.
Inside and outside.
The Mishnah explain. Ketzad. So the model of the Mishnah is that inside you have a poor guy, and outside you have inside you have a rich guy sitting in his house, and a poor guy coming outside, he said, please let me have some food, some money. So ketzad. First case, ani omed bachutz. If the poor guy is standing outside on the street, ובעל הבית בפנים, and בעל הבית is inside. פשט העני את ידו, so let's draw it this way. Instead of me drawing over there, let me draw over here. So this is the house, זה הבית, and the rich guy is over here, and the ani is outside. So ani, the poor guy is in a public domain, and the rich guy is in רשות היחיד, in a private domain. So first case, כיצד? העני עומד בחוץ, the poor guy is standing outside, ובעל הבית בפנים, and בעל הבית, the owner of the house, inside. Ani, the way he asks for food, there are either he takes food, or you bring a basket or a plate to בעל הבית to put for him food. So כיצד? העני עומד, פשט העני את ידו לפנים. The ani extend his house, he take his basket, and bring it inside to the house of the rich guy, of the balabait, of Reshut HaYachid, and he puts the basket down. So he pick up his basket from the public domain, and he put it down on the private domain. So this is akira, he uproot from a public domain, and hanacha, he placed it down on a private domain. You have a full prohibit action of Shabbat, will be chayav from the Torah.
Isn't it opposite if he's taken from his house?
No, we'll see, let's see עדיין. פשט העני את ידו. So the ani took out the basket, he put it inside of the hand of the rich guy. He did akira and hanacha, he put it down, will be chayav. Or, the opposite case, שנטל מתוכה והוציא. Or, the balabait has a plate with chamin. So the ani came and took the plate out of the hands of balabait. He picked it up, that's akira, and then he put it down in Reshut HaRabim, on the street where he was standing at. So you have an akira and hanacha. So the first case, if you bring the basket from a public domain into a private domain, you have akira from Reshut HaRabim and hanacha on Reshut HaYachid, on private domain. The second case, you have akira from Reshut HaYachid and hanacha in Reshut HaRabim. That's a full action that coming from the ani, from a poor guy outside. There are two cases that will be chayav from the Torah.
It's kind of the Torah part,
From the Torah will be chayav because they did full action. Akira and hanacha will be chayav one. Akira and hanacha again will be chayav two separate actions. אני חייב, on those cases, אני חייב, the poor guy will be חייב, ובעל הבית will be פטור.
It's for the Rabbanan.
So I just said the two actions of the Torah. Two from the Torah, which akira and anacha, and akira and anacha. Second case, now the opposite direction. Pashat balabait et yado. The balabait is inside, and he takes the chamin plate, and he brings it outside, and he places it by the hand of the poor guy. So he does an akira, he uproot from Reshut HaYachid, private domain, and he puts it in a public domain. פשט בעל הבית את ידו לחוץ ונתן לתוך ידו של העני, and he placed it by the hand of the poor guy. That's full akira in הנחה per the outside. Or the opposite case, שנטל מתוכה והכניס. Or העני had a plate, and בעל הבית extend his out outside to רשות הרבים, to the public domain, and he brought it inside to רשות היחיד. הבעל הבית will be חייב. והעני will be patur. Ani didn't do anything. He was just standing over there. So those are the two cases. So you have two that a poor guy will be chayav, and we have the two cases, two that balabait will be chayav. Last two, we said there are four more cases where it's only midirabanan. Pashat ani et yado lifnim. In order to be chayav, we need akira and anacha. But if each one of them did only one,
right,
which is half of the full action. If Ani pashat et yado lebefnim, Ani took it a plate and he brought it inside of the Reshut HaYachid of the rich guy, of Balabait, and Balabait took it from his hand. So the Ani did only Akira, but he didn't do Anacha, he didn't put it down. The Balabait took it from his hand. ונטל בעל בתוכה, או שנתן לתוכה והוציא, or that the poor guy brought his hand inside of the Reshut HaYachid. So, and he took, so he went to Reshut HaYachid and he took the chamin plate from the balabait. Oh, I'm sorry, he put his hand inside of the balabait and the balabait put the chamin plate on his hand. So he didn't do a akira. He just took it outside and he did hanacha. He placed it outside. On that case, the action was done by both of them together. Since the action was done by both, which is by Ani and by the Balabait, on such a case, שניהם פטורים. Both of them are פטור.
What's והוציא שניהם?
והוציא, כמה? או שנתן לתוכה, or Balabait put into the hand of the poor guy and he took it out. שניהם פטורים. Both of them would be פטור.
But even in the first case, he technically didn't do both.
Yeah, that's why both of them would be patur. Not the first case.
No, the first case when he said he gives him the basket.
I will summarize the cases in a minute. Last cases of the Mishnah. Last cases of the Mishnah, and then we'll summarize. Pashat balabait et yado. If the balabait extend his hand outside, ונטל לעני מתוכה. So the balabait did akira. He took the chamin. The balabait took the chamin, and he took it to outside. He extended his hand outside to Reshut HaRabim. On such a case, if you put it outside in Reshut HaRabim, so the Balabait did only Akira, but the Ani is the one who did Anacha. He took it away from it.
Right.
It's not that the Balabait put it by the hand of the Ani. And also, ונטל לעני מתוכה, או שנתן לתוכה והכניס. Or that Balabait extend his hand outside, the poor guy put the basket by the Balabait hand and he brought it back. On those cases, in order to create Akira and Anacha, you need the poor guy and the rich guy together, and therefore will be only from the Rabbanan. Just to summarize, let me do it right. I got it, we need it right. What do you erase?
שם יש eraser.
לא, can you erase it in a minute? Okay, new page. Okay.
Press the arrow
Okay.
on the bottom right.
What did they do?
The bottom right, you see.
Okay, so we have the Balabait, and we have we have the Balabait. Where am I? Okay, we have the Balabait, and we have the Ani.
No, you're on the wrong boat, Rabbi.
And the wrong one, right? That's the problem, no?
Yeah.
Sign in, אחי. אוטו.
Technical difficulties.
איפה זה? I think that's a problem. Okay, I'll just clean that.
An arrow.
New
Arrow.
page. This is the arrow.
New page.
Right here on the bottom
On
right.
the bottom right,
It's the
the right
arrow.
arrow. The right arrow.
Okay, מצוין. Okay, so let's assume. Okay, this is Balabait, and This is balabait. Oh, okay, no, I press the button over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is balabait. Let me erase here. Okay, מצוין. So this is balabait. Oh, works, okay. So the balabait over here and the poor guy over here. So from the Torah, we have in balabait two. Excuse me.
An eraser.
Okay, the balabait took from here and he placed it over here.
Whoa.
So you have akira and you have
Anacha.
anacha. That's one. Vice versa, if he took it from here to here, you have akira and anacha. Both actions were done from balabait. B, H. So you have a chiyuv of deoraita. That's the case will be chayav from the Torah. The opposite cases. This one doesn't want to leave. Never mind. We'll leave him for later. So the opposite case, if the poor guy again brought to balabait, so he uproot and took. If he took from balabait, he uproot and took. Those are two
From the Torah.
chiyuvim of the Torah. Last case would be. The last case will be the 4 cases of Rabbanan. If there were two, balabait took it, and the ani received it. So you have an akira which is from balabait, he uprooted, but the placement was by the ani, he took it from his hand. So you don't have a full action of the Torah.
As opposed to the first where the balabait walked
The
out
first
and
one
put
was
it down.
one and put it down. He didn't put it down.
Gotcha.
And vice versa, if he took it from him, which means he took
The akira is from balabait.
The poor guy was here and he gave it to balabait, and the balabait was the one who just placed it down.
Okay.
So he did akira.
He
He didn't do akira, he just did
Anacha.
he just put it down.
Right.
So that's half action.
אז
will
הוא
be
חייב
chayav
אחד.
only from the Rabbanan, not from the Torah. Okay?
New page.
What did they do? No page.
I think it's your
I know. Oh, okay, not okay. Beseder. So again, the opposite case would be the similar opposite case would be if the poor guy did the same. If the poor guy he picked it up. Sorry for changing colors. But the balabait is the one who took it from his hand. So you have akira, you don't have anacha. Vice versa, if the balabait is the one who put it on his hand and the poor guy put it down, so he didn't do a full action on both cases.
So what's the difference in these? That one
Here he initiated and here he initiated. Here he picked it up and put it and he brought it outside and he received it. On the opposite case, the poor guy brought it
I'm saying,
into
what's
his
the
house.
difference between that and the one you just showed? It's the same thing.
Which one?
The first two, the Rabbanans.
No, so the first Rabbanan, the balabait uprooted from here and he brought it over here. So he's the one who did akira.
You
and
put
he's
it
the one
down.
who did anacha.
Right, so now in this
On
case...
the opposite case, he's akira, he's anacha. It's the same.
Same concept, different initiation.
That's what I'm saying,
Right.
okay. Oh my god, crap. I'm gonna have to sit here.
No, don't worry. So let's read the Mishnah inside one more. יציאות השבת, 2 שאין 4 בפנים ו2 שאין 4 בחוץ. כיצד? אני עומד בחוץ, אני standing outside ובעל הבית is inside. פשט אני את ידו לפנים, if the אני did extend his house inside, his hand into the house, ונתן לתוך ידו של בעל הבית, so he did akira and הנחה. Or שנתן מתוכה, he took from the hands of בעל הבית והוציא and he brought it outside, that's akira and הנחה. אני חייב, he did full action, ובעל הבית פטור, he didn't do anything. Second case, פשט בעל הבית uproot and extend his hand outside and ונתן לתוך ידו של אני, he put it by the hand of the אני, so he did akira from רשות היחיד and הנחה in רשות הרבים. או שנתן מתוכה והכניס, or he extend his hand out, he took the basket from the poor guy akira and he put it by his house, which is הנחה. Both cases, בעל הבית חייב והני will be פטור. He did full actions, but the last cases, פשט אני את ידו לפנים, if the אני did akira. And בעל הבית took it from his hand while he came inside, then each one did half. Or שנתן לתוכה והוציא, or the אני, poor guy put his hand inside the בעל הבית, and the בעל הבית put in his hand, that's akira, and אני put ההנחה, שניהם פטורים. Same case, but to the reverse, פשט בעל הבית ידו לחוץ, if בעל הבית put his hand outside. ונתן לעני מתוכה, and the poor guy picked it up from it, או שנתן לתוכה, he put it inside, and then בעל הבית brought it back. So Dani did Akira, and Balabai did Anacha. Those are cases of Rabbanan, שניהם פטורים. עד כאן for this Amud.